everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Performative Female. And this time, we are talking about the modernized African American. So, the first thing that comes to my mind is, what is the next term? I mean, let's be honest, black is extremely outdated and racist, and African American is just not precise enough. The term black was derived at a very racist time in America where black people were forced to be slaves and considered completely inferior. But today, a lot of Americans who are African descendants actually take on the name with pride. I think it's because of the lack of identity. I mean, what else do we call ourselves? At least we have that term to stand with and become proud of. Unfortunately, I've never really felt an allegiance to that term. I mean, it just reminds me of how racist America was. Every time we use it, it's just reminding us that our skin color is different. On the flip side, we have African Americans, which kind of doesn't make sense because the population of Africans in America, a lot of them, not all of them, never have been to Africa. So is it really fair to call them African Americans? I feel like it makes sense to call them African Americans if they've been to Africa and came over here, or maybe their parents were because they're directly connected to them. But me personally, my ancestry of African descendants goes way back up. My mother and her mother and her mother before her were all born in America. So we're not really African Americans if you think about it. So then what do we call ourselves? Which is the question that I've been trying to answer. Smokey Robinson had this to say.
Who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American. You don't accept being born in Chicago or New York or Detroit or wherever you were born. For generations, your family has been here, built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that, fought in every war, okay? So this is my country here. So I don't want to be called African American. I'm an American American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
So he has clearly chosen the black side just because it is a lot more common in the African American community. I think the current African American / black population needs identity. We're searching for that pride into what to call ourselves. And so I'm excited to bring this episode back around because I'm gonna find some answers to this. Did you know that there's a little Tokyo and like a little Armenia and a whole bunch of other things in America, but there is no little Africa? Like I looked up for a little Africa in LA, and there's like somewhat of like a little Ethiopia, but it's not giving like little Tokyo is, for example. The only other closest term that I have found that could possibly replace black and African American is this term emoja. This term is actually used to build community. It's actually a common name for African American or black societies in college campuses. My college has an emoja program, and so that makes me wonder, should we call ourselves like emojins or something? I was thinking like Africana and Africano, but those terms are actually used in Africa because they're in Africa. Afro-American is still a term that I feel like kind of capsulates it, but it's become an outdated term. People don't use it nearly as much, and somehow it doesn't still feel right. I feel like there should be a really catchy one. If you have a suggestion or an idea of what we can be called, please put that in the comment section. And I'm still trying to find an opportunity to visit Africa.